Hello there, welcome to another podcast, a meditation, another talk. And today's talk is called Talk on How You Cannot Get Rid of the Shadow. And it's true, you can't get rid of it. And the next question is, how can't you get rid of it? Well, because it's a collective shadow. You see? It's a collective shadow. You are on a planet and it's a collective consciousness within that planet. And so basically you can heal, how you react to things or so that you're not triggered as much. But you actually can't get rid of the shadow. Because like I say, you're on a planet where, that collective consciousness is not in tune with each other. It's like a musical band that, they're all, every instrument is off key with the other instrument, So it doesn't sound very nice. But what we can do is, when you're doing the inner healing work, you're not going to get rid of the shadow because it's a collective shadow. But you can heal within yourself so that the collective shadow doesn't bother you as much. You see? But then you become the example then of what to be. And then that becomes, then you shine the light, you are the light then, and the light is what manifests the shadow. You see? They manifest each other actually. Because two is one. And it manifests as one experience. And so yeah, it's about that inner work. It's not about getting rid of the shadow, but it's about the inner healing journey. And then you become the example to others. You can't make people follow you or make people follow your journey. But it's not about forcing people to do anything. It's about going within yourself. And you being the light and being the truth and shining the light on the shadow and making everyone aware of the shadow. And being the example of what to be. But yeah, you can't get rid of it. Because it's a collective shadow. It's like see, the mistake some people make is when they talk about narcissists, they think that they are like an empath and not narcissistic. Well, that is a load of rubbish, because if we live in a collective narcissism thing, then we're all that. You see? Because it's like one of my catchphrases is, your perception is your reflection. You see? You can only see outward what you are yourself. Because like I say, it's a collective. It's just a collective consciousness. I think it was Neville Goddard that said, everyone, everything, or everyone is you pushed out. And that's kind of like what I'm talking about. You see? So if you see problems within the world or someone or that narcissist, that's revealing to you where you need to heal. Your shadow would be how triggered you are by them. You see? And that's like the trigger is where you need to heal. That's your own shadow. And we can't just heal the collective shadow just like that, with the click of our fingers. It starts with one person at a time going within, then the other person. Then some people might say, well, what if not everyone does it at the same time? Well, that's the thing about this awakening. It may do what it's doing just now, which there's a split happening. You see, it's a big split that's happening at the moment. It's a choice to go within yourself. It's a choice to spiritually awaken, ascend, heal. When you're judging someone unfairly, it's all choices. And it's not that people are chosen over others, it's that they choose to be chosen. Like when I had my unexpected spiritual awakening 10 years ago, I decided within myself that everything was going to change, and so it did. So I chose to be chosen. It's not that Jesus Christ is doing it, anything, or anything like that. And no, Jesus Christ, like any living human being, is long gone. It's up, the Savior thing is a problem. Again, that's an issue within the shadow, within the collective shadow. But apparently, when he done talks, they said to him, "Where's God?" And he said, "Within yourself." And still there's so many that haven't learned. And what I'm talking about now is the collective shadow. You see? And you see, the shadow is there, and a lot of people make the mistake of trying to get rid of the shadow. That's the problem. You can't get rid of your shadow. You see? Because if you're outside in the sunshine, this is like a metaphor, and it's shining, it's always going to show you the shadow. So where there's light, there's dark, you see? They both work in accordance with each other, like the stars and the dark sky. You see? And so it's a jewel that makes the one experience, you see. And that's why you cannot get rid of the shadow, because they both manifest each other, the light and the dark being the shadow, the light being the sun shining down, manifesting the shadow. I mean, how boring would it be if there was nothing to heal from? You see? It's something to think about it. It wouldn't be, you wouldn't want to be in a boring experience, because that would take the fun away from it. And on the ascension path, it's not about deleting the shadow. But as we ascend, the shadow would become a different type of shadow. We wouldn't, if you're more ascended, you wouldn't be healing from different things, but you'd be overcoming or develop. There'd be different types of developments taking place. It'd just be a different type of shadow, but it's always there. It might evolve, might constantly change, but it's always going to be there. And yeah, as you heal within yourself, that shadow will evolve and change. But yeah, it's always there because it's there to bring up stuff to ascend. It's part of the ascension. Is the shadow. It's a tool. You see. You know, you're a character in the dream, and you got the shadow, which is there to keep you right, to ascend you, to heal you. As like a direction thing. And so instead of trying to delete the shadow, get rid of it, maybe ask yourself, you know, what is this shadow here trying to tell me? What is this lesson that this shadow is trying to teach me? You see? And so let your shadow be your God. Let the shadow be your spiritual teacher. You see? Because you can get great insight into yourself and humanity in general and where everything's going with the shadow. Like I do tarot readings just for the collective consciousness. You see? And if you want to get them, that's on my website at lovelightfamily.com. My new talk is always at the top of the homepage. And just scroll down a little bit and you've got the tarot reading. Which is usually I do the reading and then I write on the picture of the cards that I've been using. So it's nice and quick. But yeah, back to the shadow. Yeah, so it's not, a lot of people, you know, they want to get rid of the shadow, but even if you got rid of, you know, you heal parts of that, the shadow is there to ascend you. You see? You know, people want to get rid of things too much because they don't like what that certain things reveals to them. You see? And then when you're doing that, you're running away from yourself. You're denying what you really are. You know, that's not how you heal anything. You've got to face what it is that the shadow is showing you. Meditate upon it. Think about it. Feel it. Let it, you know. I think the problem is people want to get somewhere. And then what the shadow is teaching you is to be here. You know, you're actually, it's like someone on a treadmill, you're not actually going anywhere. You think you are, but you're not. And when you're here, that's when you enter into tantric awareness, which is your true self. But it took the shadow to tell you or to show you how to be here, to think of being here. So the shadow is your spiritual teacher. It's not something to be gotten rid of. You know, all the elements that exist are, you know, you're working with them. And I'm just going to leave it on that note. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much, much more, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.